Now, the third topical issue is in the name of Deputy Sean Kenny. The need for a grant scheme to enable householders to replace lead water supply pipes on their property. 4 minutes, Deputy Kenny.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach. And I want to thank the Cairn for selecting this matter of the removal of lead pipes from the water supply system as a topical issue. It has been stated that 42 public water supplies in Ireland tested in the latest Environmental Protection Agency inspections had lead levels that exceeded the safety thresholds that came into effect in December of last year. Dublin City alone is known to have several thousand homes still with internal lead pipes, and that situation is replicated across the country. Ireland is not alone in this regard to having legacy issues with lead pipes. The problem is also prevalent in England, Scotland and in France. A public health specialist, Dr. Anthony Breslin, has recently said that the full impact of lead exposure was serious and could cause neurological disease, in his opinion. He urged householders who had any doubts to have their pipes checked. He also said that public awareness about the dangers of lead was high when it began to be removed from paint and petrol. But in the 20 to 30 years since then, people may have become complacent about the presence of lead. A constituent contacted me last week to express his concern and anxiety regarding what he described as a potential lethal problem he has. He has a 9-year-old daughter, and he's very worried that the lead in his water supply could cause her health issues in the future. There is great concern in St Anne's estate in Raheny, in my constituency, at the presence of lead pipes in the water supply network in this estate, comprising about 700 homes. St Anne's estate was built by Dublin Corporation, as it then was, and completed in 1954 as an estate to house families qualifying for a local authority loan to purchase a home. At that time, they had to be either existing corporation tenants or corporation housing applicants to qualify for this loan. The design of the estate is similar to other Dublin Corporation estates of that period, and this design continued right up to the 1970s. At the moment, the problem with lead water supply pipes is manifesting itself, particularly in St Anne's estate, and it is a cause of concern to the residents there. I am told that Irish Water is currently liaising with the Environmental Protection Agency to finalise a national strategy to address the issue of lead water pipes. Irish Water has also said that property owners are responsible for the water distribution on their own properties, including all domestic internal plumbing. But unlike Scotland, for example, where there are grants for private householders to replace their pipes with plastic or other alternatives, there is no grant incentive schemes here at present. I believe, Cathaoirleach, that a grant aid scheme to remove harmful lead pipes from the drinking water supply, as well as eliminating a public health risk, would provide jobs, which would be welcome. I would call on the Minister to consider this strategy. Cathaoirleach, I think it is now time to get the lead out.
Margaret? Minister, 4 minutes.
I hope that it's acceptable to the Deputy that I'm taking this topical issue on behalf of the Minister for the Environment, whom I know, I've explained to the Deputy, has been called away. I wish to thank the Deputy for the opportunity to outline the position in relation to the matter. With effect from the 1st of January 2014, Irish Water is responsible for public water services under the European Union Drinking Water Regulations 2014, a copy of which is available in the Oireachtas Library. Suppliers of drinking water are required to ensure that the water supplied complies with the chemical and microbiology parameters set out in the regulations. The maximum allowable value for lead is 10 micrograms per litre, which came into effect on the 25th of December 2013. The Environmental Protection Agency is the supervisory authority with responsibility for monitoring Irish Water's compliance with the drinking water regulations. In the event of non-compliance with the quality standards set out in the regulations, the water supplier will investigate the cause in consultation with the EPA, and if a potential risk to human health exists, with the Health Service Executive, to ensure that the appropriate remedial action is taken. A case-by-case approach will be considered by Irish Water in line with its statutory responsibilities and in recognition of the statutory responsibilities of the HSE and the EPA to develop local responses to issues which arise in particular locations. Irish Water has informed the Department of the Environment, Community and Local Government and that of its estimated 60,000 kilometres of distribution system, it has identified a very small proportion, approximately 2 kilometres, of water mains as possibly containing lead and has commenced a programme of verification and removal that will be completed in 2015. However, there are a significant number of lead service pipes between the water mains and the customer's stopcock or water meter. Irish Water is identifying the location of such lead service connections during the metering installation programme. The numbers currently being identified as about 5% of houses, but this is expected to be higher in town centres areas. Irish Water also estimates that there may be a further 30,000 to 40,000 houses with shared lead backyard service connections. Irish Water has informed the department that it intends to invest in public lead pipe replacement schemes, primarily communications pipes, with a view to eliminating lead mains, including shared backyard service connections over the next 10 years. I think this is probably the issue that most concerns the Deputy. Irish Water is also reviewing its water treatment processes to ensure that they can mitigate the risk in the short term. The Water Services Act 2007 provides that the owner of a premises is responsible for the maintenance and renewal of the internal water distribution system. Responsibility for replacing lead pipes from the main stopcock to the house and within the house therefore rests with the house owner. In a joint position paper on lead published by the EPA and the HSE in 2013, it is recommended that all lead pipes and plumbing in public and private ownership should be replaced over time. In relation to the proposal for a grant scheme, the Department of the Environment, Community and Local Government is developing a national strategy for lead, which it is discussing with the Department of Health, Irish Water and the HSE and the EPA in order to map the scale of the problem and identify measures to mitigate any risk to human health posed by lead in drinking water. And I understand that the Government was informed at the Cabinet meeting this morning that the strategy will be completed and published in the next month. I hope this information is of some value to the Deputy.
Thank you, Minister, for coming in and replying on behalf of the Minister for the Environment. And I take some comfort in the fact that the strategy which is being developed will be ready in 1 month and completed in 1 month, and we hope that there will be some positive responses in that. I do note the fact that you say there are 60,000 kilometres of distribution system, but only 2 kilometres of water mains actually have lead pipes, and that there is a scheme whereby I think you referred to backyard lead piping, that will be dealt with by Irish Water, and that there are somewhere between 30 and 40,000 houses in that situation. I think at the same time, I have to express the concern that my constituents are feeling about this matter, and there has been quite a number of media articles on this particular problem, and it has aroused concern, particularly about the effect that it might have on children. So I would hope that when the strategy report is published, that those issues will be addressed and that people's fears in this matter will be allayed. Thank you.
Minister, 2 minutes.
I'll be very brief. I do thank the Deputy for his very useful comments, and I think that when we see the strategy next month, I think we will have a much clearer idea as to exactly what we're talking about. I think the mapping process will be hugely important, and I think it's at that point that the government's considered response will in fact come to light. I do think that where there is an immediate concern, Deputy, that Irish Water and the EPA and the HSE have assured us that there will be a localised action taken in relation to areas that will be prioritised. But again, this is, well, it has been dealt with on an area by area or a job by job or location by location basis. I think that the mapping exercise and the strategy to be developed and published next month will in fact be the key to how we deal with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.